Hey y'all, my name is Caitlin. I am a knitter, crocheter, and crafter based here in the Denver metro area of Colorado. Wanted to do a podcast for a long time, just never had the nerves to do it, so here goes nothing. Not only do I knit and crochet, I also spin occasionally. I like electric wheels, and enjoy trying different types of fiber and things like that. Currently, I am wearing, it is the Mountain Peaks Cardi by Knits and Knots, and let me find a pattern. I use GoodNotes for the patterns that I'm actively working on, and other than that, I keep my stored patterns in my books on my iPhone. I really like the active patterns being in GoodNotes because it translates between my iPad and my phone. So, let me just so I can get that one pulled up. Alrighty, so this is the current pattern that I'm wearing. Absolutely love the way this turned out. My husband actually helped me pick out the colors. I'm sure as you can see, green happens to be one of my favorites. So, but Knits and Knots Mountain Peaks Cardi, very simple to follow pattern, very enjoyable. So this is what it looks like when I'm standing up. It's got a really nice drape. This is all Madeline Tosh yarns. I really like the sleeves because they actually come down and I can kind of pull my hands into my sleeves a little bit. I know that this white is farmhouse white. This lighter green is thyme, and the darker green at the bottom and on the bottom end of the sleeve is, I believe, Moreland. I will double check on that. Just gonna apologize ahead of time. There's probably gonna be some inevitable barking. I have 4 healers that live in our house and a cat. I'm originally from Texas, North Texas to be specific. There are definitely days where I miss home, but I love the weather up here. It's a lot easier for me with my asthma. One thing maybe just going forward is what you see is what you get. I'm not really a huge makeup person, maybe a little bit eye makeup every once in a while. Yeah, very simple. And there's the barking, so like I said, I apologize. One of the other things is I get a little sidetracked easily, so I'm just gonna apologize for that now, because eventually it'll happen. So this is my most recent FO. Been wearing it pretty much since I finished seaming it together. Absolutely love this. I definitely need to wash it. I haven't done that yet. But very comfortable, would wholeheartedly knit another one. I really want to make one out of all black. Black, I think, and black cardigan should be a staple in anyone's wardrobe. Just personal opinion. So I don't really knit and crochet super fast. Just kind of take my time and enjoy myself. So I am going to dive into whips. So my current whip is the Throwback by Andrea Mowry, and I am knitting this out of Brooklyn Tweed Shelter in the color Pollen, which is my main color here. And then my contrasting color is actually Spin Cycle Yarns. I don't quite remember what this color is called. I should be able to find it, but I really love how here in the main colorwork section, it kind of did its own microstrip thing, which I really love. I love Spin Cycle. I love working with it. I really enjoy the Brooklyn Tweed. I can't wait to see how this blocks out. And yes, it is the throwback. It is not the throw over. I decided that I was going to knit this in the round, and I have my steek section set up here in the middle. So as soon as I finish with my bottom ribbing, which I have about 3/4 of an inch to go, so not too far away on that, then it is on to sleeve island, and then I need to read the pattern a little bit better and find out if I need to do my collar first or if I need to do the front bands on it. My needle holders, they look like little mushrooms, and if you take them out and squeeze this one together, this reminds me of the pigs from Angry Birds. Don't know why, but that's, yeah, that's what comes to mind. That, or if you let them go, they almost from the side look like little green mushrooms. I got a 2-pack of them on Etsy, or a 10-pack, sorry. Green and pink. Let me see if I can find the maker for those. Oh, I am also knitting these, my ribbing at least, on a 3.25 millimeter. My body was on a 4 millimeter. I'm going to stick to the 3.25 for the hem, cuffs, and collar and bands, just because it gives me a little bit tighter of a gauge, and I want that in those structural areas. And for this cardigan, I knit this on a G4 millimeter crochet hook. I use Furls crochet hooks. For some reason, they seem to not tire out my hands the best, which I really, really, really love. So, that's what I have on those two. And let me go here on Etsy and get to my purchases, which, oops, really, 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 really bad about getting on Etsy sometimes. Sometimes it just, bad idea. Okay, so these are from a shop on Etsy out of Tennessee called Knitting Cords, and they have a bunch of really cool things. You can see that they've got the almost similar to barber cords for when you're putting things on hold, and then these are called stitch stoppers. Absolutely love them. They're great, and it's really nice that it's just one thing, so you're not having to keep track of two to cover your end of your needles. I got the, hold on. So I got this green and the hot pink, and absolutely love them. Very, very, very useful with knitting. So definitely check them out. Okay, so my next whip is something I've been working on, and one of my skeins is completely a mess. Oops, it happens. So this is the Oslo hat by Petite Knit. Love it. Absolutely love that it's going to be a triple brim because I am a perpetually cold-natured person. So this is Farmer Daughter's fiber. I don't quite remember the colorway. I think it's something to do with antlers. Not 100% sure, but absolutely love working with this weight of yarn. And this yarn is very soft, flies off the needles. And these hat patterns are great for me because it keeps my hands busy, keeps me from getting in trouble, which I'm really good at doing on my own. My husband would agree. But also I can actually sit and knit and read at the same time, and that is absolutely a game changer for me. Before I really got into knitting and crocheting, I was a huge bookworm. My senior year of high school, I was in health science classes, so really interested in the health field, absolutely love it, still do. And took health sciences, so I did clinical rotations in the hospital. I also had my CNA license halfway through my senior year, and I took 4 college courses. So I was a full semester in college by the time I graduated high school. Absolutely loved it. But on top of my coursework that year, I also, just for funsies, read approximately 80 books throughout my senior year of high school, while also maintaining a social life. And now that I look back, I'm like, I have no idea how I did that, because I've turned into an old lady. I like to be at home by at least like 5 o'clock. Not really, me and my husband really aren't big on going out. I think maybe like the only time we really go out is to just go to dinner. So I am gonna have to rewind this again, not the first time. So this is actually Make It Tweety, and I got it from the Yarnery online and had it delivered. And so I don't know, but it takes a very neutral color yarn, which I love, and just gives it that pop of color, and it's super fun. Absolutely can't wait for this to be done for next winter, because it will get a lot of use. I really love my own hand knit hats for the winter. They definitely keep my cold self warm. So on top of that, I have a languishing whip that I really want to get done. I believe this is called the Every Saturday sweater, but it is by Miss Tristan Molina of Dragon Horde Yarns. And the yarns I'm using for this are from Knit Picks. So absolutely love to support indie dyers, but sometimes Knit Picks just has stuff that you can't pass up, and when you've worked with it, it's super comfy, super easy to take care of, because most of their stuff is machine washable. So really want to get this done soon too, because this is I can guarantee this will be a staple in my wardrobe next winter. We're officially getting into spring and summer season here in Colorado, which really right now means, windows open at night. Rain. We have gotten a lot of rain this month. They're actually saying that we are past our records for most of the prior months of May, rain-wise. We got about 5 inches last week in 2 days. And we have more today. We have more scheduled for tomorrow as well. So very interested to see how that goes. Okay. So those are really my main 3 whips right now. Actually, I take that back. I have a crochet whip as well. Alrighty. So this is also being crocheted on a Furls 4mm G hook. I like the ebony wood ones. They are super light and super warm in the hand. My hands don't seem to fatigue as quickly. My fingers don't seem to cramp up, which I really love. So this is just the back panel. This is the only thing I've started with this one. So here's my bottom hem, and this is all, I believe it's single crochet through the back loop. Let me just double check that. I have it in my Good Notes app. Okay. So this is the Double Espresso Duster by Michelle Moore. I can't really remember if I found this on Etsy or if I found it on Ravelry. Ever since the Rabbit app came out, I will wholeheartedly admit I use it quite frequently, especially if I just want to kind of like lay in bed and scroll and look for things. It's like, ooh, that's really good. It helps keep my knitting mojo up and my crochet mojo up so that I get things done, or else I get into slumps and it's just like, yeah, I don't feel like doing that. I just want to scroll TikTok. But no, I'm trying to eliminate that bad habit. Okay, so this is using Knit Picks Brava Sport. I don't quite remember the colorway. but it's just a very simple light gray. This is a very size inclusive pattern as well, which is awesome. I mean, come on, just the whole outfit. Yes, let's get it. It looks beautiful. And the purple hair, love it. Mwah. So that is my other crochet whip that I'm working on. Oh, I actually have ball band in this tiny little, what's left of a skein. So this is crocheted on Brava Sport Wheat yarn, 340 yards for 100 grams, and this is the colorway Dove Heather. Again, light, neutral color, love it. So that is my crochet project. But I really want to chain one of these on in all black. Out of like a really soft, squishy, comfy yarn. Not saying that this is not soft and squishy and comfy, but we all love the squish, don't lie. It's okay. Okay. So those are all my whips. Future whips that I really want to work on, but I'm going to be good and I'm going to finish what I've started. I'm holding myself to that, and my husband's also holding me to that too. So, I have a plan for a Maxim Sear, Max the Knitter, wrong side sweater, and so this is the one that Max knit, and I absolutely love the background that he used, bright green. But saw the sweater, I loved it, loved the idea of just knitting, and then flipping it inside out, and boom, there's your sweater. I've seen a lot of fellow YouTube podcasters that I follow, and this raglan increase is just beautiful. I also love that he has his nails painted in this picture. It almost looks like a chroma shift paint, so it changes color with depending on where the light hits it, and I absolutely love that. It'd be really cool if we could do that with yarn. I wonder if you could. But I don't know how that'll work with the fibers, unless it was an acrylic only yarn. Not bashing acrylic yarn. Love working with the Knit Picks acrylic stuff too. Acrylic's got a lot better than it used to be. So that is one of my whips, and for that whip, my main color will be, don't be surprised, it's green. This gorgeous green. It's a little bit darker than this. In person, the lighting's kind of throwing it off, but it is in Forge by Hudson and West. It is a 70% US Merino, 30% US Cordale, 235 yards per 100 grams. This is a worsted weight. This is the Evergreen colorway. It is sourced in New Mexico, Colorado, and New York. So, hey, kind of local. Sourced here in the US, spun in, I never know if it's Greenwich or Greenwich, so if somebody out there wants to correct me, please feel free to. And dyed in Pennsylvania and North Carolina, which is pretty cool. Absolutely love the squish factor on this. It smells so sheepy. I love it. So this is a unwound skein. My husband actually already wound up the skein for me. And I have those here. This is one of my contrast colors. It's definitely darker in person. Let's see. Probably more so how it looks on the bottom. But it's got almost like a little more of an orangey hue to it. This is the colorway. I don't want this to come all the way out. So this is Gold Leaf. Definitely more of a deep, like, mustardy gold in person, I would say, than how it shows up on the camera. So I apologize. Okay, and then I also have, as my other contrast color for that is, this is all Forge. So this colorway is Aspen. Which now that I'm looking at it makes sense, because I don't know if anybody else is the weird child like me where they would like walk up to aspen trees and run their hands up and down them and then like smack it on their face. But it's like natural sunscreen from the bark of aspen trees. It's really cool. But yeah, all Forge, all very, very, very squishy. Can't wait to work on this one. And then here's the evergreen caked up as well. So I actually got all of this yarn for this sweater at Colorful Yarns, which is one of my local yarn stores. And this was on local yarn store day, so super exciting. Absolutely love it. Okay. So we will set that aside. And I'm going to take a sip real quick. This sticker is always a really good reminder for myself to, hey, be the positive person in the room. Don't be the negative one. Don't be the Debbie Downer. No. Alrighty. So, crinkle noise. Fair warning. Like I said, fair warning. Okay, so this is Nitpicks Heatherly in Sport Weights. It's called Sky Mobile. My husband has a t-shirt in that color, and I steal it as often as possible to sleep in. That is going to be another Andrea Mowry pattern. And it's for one of her patterns that she just released after coming back from being away from work for a while for her health, which I totally, utterly support. It is going to be the Traveler Hoodie by Andrea Mowry, or her screen name on Ravelry, Drea Renee Knits. So I am planning on doing my main body of that sweater in that light blue, and then I have some Leading Men fiber arts in like fluorescent yellow that I think would look really cool for the hood. So that is my plan with that one. So I don't have any recent acquisitions. I try not to buy too much yarn at one point in time. Not saying that I don't have yarn. I just try not to buy too much at once, or else, well, you guys know how it is. So let's get into reading and watching. So generally I watch more YouTube than I really watch live TV. We have pretty much every streaming service, HBO, Paramount. Watch a lot of shows on Paramount. Big CBS kid. Grew up on CSI and, you know, all the good ones. So that's TV-wise really it. Do love watching Ghost. Ghost is hilarious. I finally took the plunge and binged and finished season 2 of Bridgerton in a day. I waited for a long while before that came out, before I actually sat down and binged it. So I've seen the first episode of the Story of Charlotte, where it kind of like gives the backstory of Queen Charlotte on Netflix. Mind you, that is all fiction. It is not based too much in fact, but it's fun. It's a really good show to watch. Really hoping that Jeremy Renner is going to be able to do season 2 of Kingstown, Mayor of Kingstown on Paramount Plus. Love that series too. Husband got me started on it, so I blame him. Another one that my husband got me hooked on was Teen Wolf. That is also a show that Kevin and Ray over at Needles That's Ready talk about all the time. And I can see why. Can definitely see why. Love it. What am I reading? So, let's go back to what I'm watching. So, mostly watch a lot of YouTube. So, generally at night, before I fall asleep, I tend to put on some YouTube podcasts and pop my headphones on just so that the noise doesn't travel too much throughout the house and wake everybody up. And so I've been watching, obviously Needles at the Ready, definitely Les Garçons. Love Sweet Tea No Shade. They are one of my favorites too. Miss Kristen over at Bull and Vine. Crochet Crowd with Mikey. I love watching his stuff to get kind of like inspiration for crocheted stuff, and to me he's just really peaceful to watch. He like calms me down, calms my head down. So definitely enjoy watching his stuff. Corner of Craft Hannah over in the UK. If you're watching, hello. I watch a lot of yarn related podcasts. Definitely Plies and Hellhounds as well. Been watching everybody's recap of Maryland Sheepmo, which I absolutely love. I love seeing all the excitement to be able to buy things from people that they've gotten to know through this community and having plans for what they bought where they're so excited to work on those things. It's a lot of fun. I've been to one yarn show, and that was DFW Fiber Fest back when I was a baby knitter, and absolutely loved it. Would love to go back. I also get very nervous at events like that. There are a lot of people. My career background is something that has kind of made me wary of situations like that. So I get a little nervous most of the time. I want my husband to go with me, so it's like, okay, I have my safe spot right here. So let's get into what I've been reading. So currently reading is Witch Please by Anna Gear. I tend to gravitate towards paranormal rom-coms. I find them absolutely adorable, hilarious, and so much fun. I just finished the third book from Kat Conti in the... Hold on, now I gotta go on my Goodreads. Let's see. Okay. Alright. This might take a minute, sorry. Let's just search your name. It'll be a lot easier. Sorry, Kate Conti, not Kat. I hope I'm saying that right, and if I'm not, and somebody knows how to pronounce it right, please tell me. They are the Full Moon Mystery series. The first book in the series is Witch Hunt. Really fun series to read. Very light with the humor. They're also classified as cozy mysteries. So small town, murder mystery, rom-com, all wrapped into one. They're great. Absolutely love them. So that was what I was reading prior to starting this. I have the next two books in the series, so when I finish this one, I will start that. I'm about halfway through. I'll probably read tonight while I work on... I might work on my hat tonight just for a little bit of type knitting. Knitting and reading. Gotta love it. Let's see. So my TBR pile I'm just going to apologize for that now because that's a very long list. So, my TBR, I still have not read Times Convert by Deborah Harkness. Absolutely loved her other books. Thought they were fantastic. So, I put quite a few on my TBR list in Goodreads recently. Spelling the Tea, which is Vampire Tea Room Magical Mystery #1 by Erin Johnson. I read the synopsis on this and it looked like it was right up my alley. This is the cover that is shown in Goodreads. I really want to read that. It looks a lot of fun. Like the background of the house reminds me of Good Witch from Hallmark. The cat, let's be honest, he reminds you of Salem from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And then tea. I absolutely love tea. Drink tea all the time. Love loose leaf tea. So, that is one of them. She also has another one out called Seashells, Spells, and Caramels. It's a cozy mystery book as well. Again, right up my alley. Can't wait to get that one too. Let's see. I also have a stack of books upstairs. One of which is Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper. I read the synopsis when I was wandering Barnes and Nobles, which is also a dangerous thing for me. And I was like, okay, yeah, something I'd read. Okay, and Cackle by Rachel Harrison is another in my TBR pile upstairs. Got the synopsis on this too, and I'm like, yep, mine. Definitely want it, so I got it. I found this one surfing Goodreads and read the synopsis, and I'm like, oh, this sounds like almost half the other books I've read. Secondhand Spirits by Juliet Blackwell. It's a witchcraft mystery, and it's first in the series, so I absolutely really want to read that as well. And Not the Witch You Wed. Read the synopsis on this by April Asher, and definitely want to read that too. So, I have a lot in my TBR pile. I know. So, which is a good thing because I like knitting sweaters, and sweaters, for the most part, as long as it's not a cardigan, are a lot of stacking it around. So, perfect reading and knitting. Love it. Okay. And yes, I made myself a checklist because if I don't, I will get very easily sidetracked. So one of the things I love to ask people for, if they watch them, are horror movie recommendations. My husband is a big horror movie fan. No, never have been. I generally don't have control of the TV remote when my husband's home. So if anyone has any horror movie recommendations, I would absolutely love those. Hopefully the volume's okay and you can hear me well enough. I don't have any microphones or anything, so I'm actually recording this on my iPad while I've got my phone over here for other stuff. I also have a really bad habit of cracking my knuckles, so if I do that, I'm just gonna apologize now. that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Actually, I take that back. Hold on. But wait, there's more. Okay, so here's my hook and my yarn. These are 50-gram skeins. There is one of them and another. Pretty sure these are 50-gram skeins. Let me move that for you. So I actually have 2 local yarn stores that I go to. If I ever get to go up to Fort Collins, I love to go to Loopy U. They're one of my favorites as well. So this is all from Elevation Yarn Co. and they are local here to Littleton. It's literally like a 5-minute drive, which is super dangerous. So one of the things I got there was the cold weather crochet, and it is 21 cozy garments and accessories to keep, and afghans to keep you warm. So there are quite a few really fun patterns in here. Let's see, one of my favorite patterns I saw is this pattern. Is a hooded scarf. Okay, come on, that's cool. And that is, says it is the Green Mountain Spinnery hooded scarf. So, I don't buy a lot of books and stuff, but when I do, it's generally because it has more than one thing in there that catches my eye that I want to make. So, that is that. Now the yarn you saw me pulling out, this is all local dyed yarn to me. And it's Elevation Yarn Co. So 2 owners of the shop, he dyes the yarn, she does like more of the business admin stuff. Really great shop, lovely people. They have local knit nights. I think there's one tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go though. But this is a trio. Look, my pronunciation sucks sometimes. Okay. So there is the colorway name, Ethereal. Yeah, no, don't ask me. So there is the colorway name, and here's one of my hooks. So this is a Furls F 3.75mm hook. Absolutely love this, very ergonomic for me. My hands do not tire, absolutely adore it. So I have 2 skeins of that colorway. And I've got this lovely green. The green seemed to pick up a lot better than the yellows. But, so this is the main color. I am going to crochet an intentions wrap. I saw Kristen over at Volvine made one, and then I also saw Yarn Cafe Creations. She also crocheted one too, and I absolutely loved hers. So the green is, let's see if I can find this. Alone in the Woods. So there are my main color, one of my contrast colors, and my second contrast color. I wanted to keep it simple for myself. Is this beautiful, yeah, my camera's not going to pick this up. I'm in like really bad lighting, so sorry. Is this beautiful golden, like wheat color is kind of what it reminds me of. And Mother Said Be Good is the name of the colorway. So absolutely can't wait to make this as well. So lots of plans, having a lot of fun with things, not in really any rush. So thanks for hanging out with me. I tend to talk fast, so if I talk too fast for you, then leave me a comment and let me know. Or if the volume's low, let me know as well. But I am going to leave you guys there, repack all my projects, so I can take them upstairs and knit on them. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and crafting with me. So hopefully this goes well. I will probably podcast every 2 weeks moving forward. I'm sure as you can tell by the end of the podcast here, I am very much the ADHD type. I will bounce from subject to subject, but it plays a huge role in me being able to professionally do my job. I have to be very good at multitasking, and thankfully my ADHD for sure has saved me more times than I can count in my career. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, y'all.